Hi all, Hipper here. Today we are looking at Martel, and I haven't taken this cruiser out for a while because there's been a lot of other cruisers out lately, so I've been giving it a rest, basically. So I have a full rudder build on this ship here, and I'll explain more about that later. As you can see, I'm using Azure Lane Baltimore and Takao here on this ship here. And if we just have a quick look here, I have the aiming systems, and then I have rudder in slot 1, rudder in slot 2 and 3, sorry, and then reload. And I have 3 of everything because I have fully packed, which is awesome. 3 heals and 3 speed boost, that's great. So have a look here at the maneuverability, 1.9 second rudder. And that's down to Takao, because if I take her off, the rudder is 2.2 seconds, which is just a smidgen too slow. So I have decided to change Müller, or Bumblebee actually, on this build here for Takao instead. Because Martel already has the speed boost, and really that extra knot doesn't really matter much if you are going 43 knots plus anyway. And no matter what you do, this ship is slow once the speed boost is off. So that's why I used to have Bumblebee on this ship as an inspiration to extend the speed boost by about 30 seconds. But if I have to choose between 30 second speed boost or 0.3 second rudder, I will choose the rudder, which I've done in this case here. So I'm not going to say this is the perfect build for this ship here, like a perfect agile build that is, because the speed build I had before also has its uses, definitely. But I'd say they are like just as good, basically. Each can do like different things, but they are both very, very agile and very fast and very maneuverable. I still find it strange that they actually ended up giving Martel a heal as well, because for a long time it was the only tier 7 cruiser without a heal, because supposedly it was doing really well, and I believe that damage wise, because this ship here is one of the best damage farmers in the game. I actually think it's better than Ochakov or Kutuzov, if you get into the right games, of course, because this is a heavy cruiser. And I mean, the shells just hurt more, and of course they also penetrate more because they are not. They are 203 millimeters, so obviously that means something as well. And you got nice torps on the ship. You only have 3 on each side, but they are like a 10-kilometer range, so they are very, very useful. And I used to love this ship, and I played it a lot. I probably have. These days, probably have around 800 battles in this ship here. And especially when it first came out, it was the king of tier 7 cruisers. I know people say that's Baltimore, but I never really warmed to that ship. I can see its potential in actually winning games, but like I said many times, with fun factor, I don't think it's very interesting. So when Martel came out, I was so excited, and I played it almost non-stop. And I really only stopped playing it once Atago came out as a premium cruiser for a campaign price. What's that, nearly 2 years ago? Something like that now. And in the beginning I didn't like Atago much because the reload is, well, basically double that of Martel. So it took a while to get used to that. So really that means that in Atago you need to show broadside to get all your guns off to really maximize your DPM. And that's where I started. But I had dabbled in agile builds before that on Martel, and I did use Roux on Martel, but it's really with Atago that I really started to go nuts on it, really.
Torpedoes, direct front.
So of course, a gimmick of Martel's is that it has that wonderful French-based armor, and what that basically means is that you have a void between the hull and the citadel, at least for most of the length of the citadel. Under I think it's turrets A and X, or just after the turrets, I can't remember. The citadel actually goes all the way out. So if you are in Edinburgh or one of the smaller caliber AP cruisers, but especially the British ones because they have a very short AP fuse, if you aim center mass on a Martel, chances are you're going to penetrate the outer layer of armor, and then the shells will explode before they actually enter the citadel. And that's quite annoying, and I mean I make use of that a lot in Martel. If I have an Ochakov lining up an AP broadside on me, I'll just go full broadside on him and just pray that he doesn't have time or like the inclination to aim correctly at the areas under the turrets where he can actually citadel me. Because they are also very, very hard to hit, especially on an agile Martel that goes 43 knots and of course is firing back with absolutely devastating AP, because the AP on Martel is just nasty. I still prefer the AP on Hipper, but after that, Martel is my favorite when it comes to AP. The ballistics are just so nice. Like, of course, Hipper is still better. Also, when it comes to ballistics, damage, and everything except for reload, Hipper takes the crown. But after that, Martel is just it's great. Like there's nothing better than like having a one-on-one with an Ochakov, like one of those like slightly overpowered cruisers, and just going broadside on and saying, "Hey, yeah, come on, hit me," and broadside after broadside goes into that void between the armors, and at the same time you can just absolutely pound that Ochakov if you don't one-shot it, that is, with the deadly AP on Martel here. So yeah, it's a very, very entertaining ship to play. Of course, unless you get focused by the whole enemy team, in which case you are likely to die squealing and quickly. So Martel is also a very rewarding ship if you are hunting DDs, especially if they're trying to escape from you. It's one of the best ships at pursuing destroyers. Probably Ochakov is actually better in that area, obviously because it's slightly faster reload, and it also has a radar, which is very useful. But if we look apart from that, then Martel is so fast, it's faster than Ochakov, and like chasing down pretty much any destroyer except for the very fastest French ones and the very fastest Russian ones. But they're not the most popular DDs anyway. So Japanese destroyers, they don't stand a chance against Martel. Even with their speed boost on, Martel is still 2, 3, 4 knots faster. And if you have the full speed build on this thing here, Martel not just 46 knots, and that means it can almost catch up with Tashkent. Le Fantasque will still get away, but anything else is in trouble. Now, Martel is also a really good-looking cruiser. Perhaps a little bit boxy around the midship section, but other than that, it's a great-looking piece of machinery. I still think Atago is probably the best-looking cruiser of all of them, and then I'm not sure if it Hipper or Martel on the second spot, but it's a close race. I mean, Hipper also looks good, I think, and of course Prince Eugen also looks absolutely stunning in its camouflage. And I wish we had the same camouflage for Hipper that we do for Eugen, but I guess not. Don't forget that Martel is a tech tree ship. So remember, that doesn't mean that you don't have to buy this ship or spend any money on enjoying this quite wonderful action-packed cruiser here. You can just play the game, and if you play it enough, well, sooner or later you will get access to Martel. And if you haven't done that yet, I highly recommend it. There are other cruisers in the game that's kind of encroaching on Martel's domain at the moment, and possibly the ship is in a little bit of a weird spot, because like there are pretty much better options for everything it does, but the package is still good, and it is still a very entertaining ship. And if you get into the right matchmaking, you can do some incredible damage in the ship here. It is a lot of fun. Martel is also a very flexible ship for a tech tree ship, because most tech tree ships have two or like one or two builds that are really like the best ones, maybe three. But Martel is actually, you can set this ship up in so many ways. You can make it like a pure AP menace, or you can go the HE way, or you can make it all about range and HE obviously, and you can put a concealment build on it, and you could obviously put an agile build on it, and it works well with every build, and it's just a testament to what a strong versatile ship this is. So if you enjoy cruisers, and like I said before, you haven't researched this ship yet, do yourself a favor and do it, because it is one of the better experiences in World of Warships Legends, I think. And it still is. Although it's facing a little bit of a tough time, I kind of see a buff for this ship coming in the future. Not too far future. I don't know what it will be though. I'm expecting probably faster torpedo reload or something like that. But yeah, mark my words, give it 2-3 months and I think we'll see a buff for the ship here. Now I made this video here just before the September update, where the velocity skill on the commanders is getting improved. So I'm kind of excited to see what that does to Martel, because that means the speed will go up a bit, probably a knot or so. And I mean, speed is always good, and especially on Martel, and especially because I'm giving up a bit of speed to have Takao on the ship here. So if I can get just a little bit of that back in any way possible, that's going to be like a pure win. And here we get the opportunity to bully a Baltimore, and I really enjoy when that happens. Baltimore's and Cleveland's, every time I'm able to catch one in open water like this, and like they don't decide to bow tank me, then yeah, I like it. Well, not bow tank me, but if they decide to reverse and like get out of my firing range, well, that's annoying, because then I have to turn around and actually chase them down. But the result is usually the same, because at this range here with the floaty American arcs, you can't hit anything in a Baltimore. Within 10 kilometers, yes, it's an absolutely deadly ship. But at this range here, as long as I keep my distance and control the fight the way I'm doing, then yeah, like sooner or later he'll burn to death. So here we are 10 points behind the Reds, and as you can see, I'm trying to deal the final blow to this Baltimore here, which will get our points up over the red ones and will win the battle. But then at the same time, I'm noticing our Baltimore having like a one-on-one with, I think it's a Bismarck in there at the middle of the map, and we got a fire on that Baltimore there. So now I'm trying to get a double fire on him, and as soon as that happens, I am just gonna leave him to pretty much burn to death. And that's a mistake in this battle here. I believe that he's going to burn, well, pretty much like a witch on a fire, but he managed to put the fire out, and instead I'm starting to concentrate on saving this Baltimore on my team here, because if he dies, we are instantly down another 45 points, and we're going to lose this match here. Even if I kill the other Baltimore, we're still behind by the original 10 points. So you can see here the Bismarck takes him out, and we are suddenly 100 points behind, well, 95. So even if I manage to kill this Baltimore here, which I don't, then we'll still lose the battle, which is unfortunate. But these things happen, and you just gotta move on to the next battle, pretty much. I mean, no point dwelling in the past, is there? But even a loss in Martel is still a fun battle. I promise you that. It is, like I said, just a great all-round cruiser. It can pretty much deal with anything, not as well as some of the other more recent cruisers. For example, it's missing a radar, so in more respects, Albemarle is probably a better choice than Martel. But Martel is just so much faster with the speed boost on that can't hold a candle to, well, Albemarle can't compete there at all. So that was Martel. Unfortunately a loss, but very nice damage and high caliber and Confederate. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you out there.